Dire team ban. Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Spirit.
Radiant team pick.
Witch Doctor.
I speak for the trees.
Dire team pick.
Spirit Breaker.
Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Dire team ban.
Welcome back to all of you lovely people watching WePlay Season 3 on Valentine's Day. I'm Durka in the JD Studios, and if you want, I'll be your date, no cap of prides. I will take you through the games. TNC against Taring is going to be our second best of one from the SEA group stage here. WePlay Season 3. The pretty cracking one. Game number 1, or at least the last best of one, was pretty interesting. TNC, they took a pretty strong early lead. Taring, they made some kind of a comeback, but wasn't enough up against them in the draft. It actually seemed very similar to what we saw in the previous game. Lone Drone, OD, Jaro, and Void are going to be the bands out this time around. TNC get their hands on Venge Spirit Breaker again. And Taring, what's going on here? Witch Doctor Nature's Prophet, their pickups. My co-caster, Heaton, think about these teams, about these drafts, and about game number 1.
Oh, it's interesting that Taring chose Radiant and they have second pick again, and TNC went for the same opener, Venge and Spiritbreaker. And I mean, Taring basically last game they had the Dazzle and I think, right?
Yeah, I think so.
It was. Yeah. So like replacing the Witch Doctor for the Dazzle, it's almost identical. It's like they even picked the Earth Spirit. It's almost as if Taring are saying, "Hey, we just had a bad game last game. It's not the draft. It's a draft we were really confident in, but we just made some mistakes. The game just went according to plan. We're really confident that we would have crushed, and we're gonna do the same thing. And if TNC picks like Visage here, I'm gonna laugh so hard because neither side's gonna back off, admit that I mean, like for TNC, they have no reason to back off, but for Taring, it's balls to kind of pull off the same draft after losing like that.
Sure. Well, we're gonna go for the Bounty Hunter. Was taken out by Taring. They didn't want to be dealing with that nasty little bugger roaming around again. I head into now. In the previous game, I was mentioning how AU felt that over their previous matches, AU usually plays their Spirit Breaker as like the roaming 4, and he does get himself around the map a lot. And we kind of ignored the fact that Vengeful Spirit could be a 1 role. And that's definitely still a possibility in this game, right? It's such an open... like this opener is still so open that you never know exactly how they're going to lane it. Vengeful Spirit, Spirit Breaker, they could be fought, could be caused, you could do anything you want with them, and with Sven picked up there,
Radiant team pick.
kind of pushes Venge into that hard 5. More likely than not.
But you never know. It might be a Teehee mid Sven. That guy plays anything mid. That's the problem with playing against TNC. They have like a guy at mid who plays non-mid heroes all the time. So it's like I haven't seen Teehee play much of the standard mids, like Lina or Shadow Fiend, Death Prophet. He plays like these weird heroes. It's almost his edge that. He's gonna play some hero that most competitive players that have never seen in a match.
Reserve time.
And he's gonna know the matchup pretty well, or like what it feels like to play this hero against normal heroes, and for the opposite end, they're gonna be like, "What the hell? I haven't played against a Sven mid." Just speculation, but
It's honestly, it's definitely like I had never seen PL mid before. I'd never seen Jug mid before until he did it. I'm pretty sure he was one of the first people to run gyrocopter mid as well. Back.
Oh yeah,
back
last year. I remember at MPGO, they wrecked which team was Energy Pacemakers with the gyro mid. It was like the Chinese obviously are like they were more innovative now, but back then they were more standard. They were like they're gonna pick more standard stuff. You know what's gonna come, but we're just gonna outplay you. But basically TNC, I remember them picking Gyrocopter, and he played against like a Dragon Knight, and you know Gyrocopter against Dragon Knight is not fun for Dragon Knight. He just completely wrecked the lane.
Definitely an interesting player. Well, Taring got their 2 supports between Earth Spirit and Witch Doctor. They've got their off lane for Ice and their Nature's Prophet. I'm wondering what they pick up for Ben here. You know, a hero like Gyro would be kind of standard and safe, Juggernaut the same. But Sven is that like bulwark hero. He is the bastion. Things that are great against those 2 heroes. You know, Gyro and Jug are kind of
10 seconds
will fall
remaining.
back on them. They're such solid heroes. We can just lane well. And Warcry is so good against that physical damage that Taran go for the
Dire
Death Prophet
team
instead. I mean, Warcry's still decent exorcism, but having Spirit Siphon, having Crypt Swarm, that magic damage come out, but also the laning presence you get from DP. It's difficult to have a 1v1 matchup that Teehee's just gonna completely outplay and crush Yamate.
Might be a TA. They are in Dire. They have the Venge. They have an aggressive mobile lineup to go with it. We haven't
10
seen much
seconds
TA this
remaining.
patch, but it should be okay
5
against DP.
seconds remaining.
TA was always a counter to the DP in lane.
Reserve time.
How does that work now with Spirit Siphon? Is it still favorable for TA?
Refraction only blocks 5 damage and up. At lower levels, I'm not sure in what intervals the Spirit Siphon stocks at.
Lead.
So it's like 20. Okay, it drains 20 HP as a
Radiant
base, so I
team
guess you know, refraction. It should take off refraction, but if it works like Ion Shell, where it does damage in really small intervals, then it might not take off refraction.
10 seconds
Either way,
remaining.
looks like it's going to be the Lina mid. This hero has been utilized a hell of a lot
5
against DP,
seconds
just having
remaining.
that big old burst damage. It's the Death Prophet with the Laguna Blade taking her out mid ultimate. I mean,
5
DP in
seconds
the early
remaining.
stages doesn't have a lot of HP. You know, level 7, level 8, she's running around with like 850, 900, something along those
Dire
lines.
team
And that Wisp ban, pretty good ban. Sven could have been the downfall of Taring here. We're looking at so Taring, they've got mid off lane and 2 supports. They're still looking for that Ben hero, while TNC, they want a second support, right? I mean, it's so weird looking
10
at this. They
seconds
could have an
remaining.
off laner. Honestly, they could go for something like a Broodmother and just completely
5 seconds
out
remaining.
cancer Taring here. You know, they're up against Earth Spirit Death Prophet. They could go for like a Brood, give it to Sam H and throw
Reserve
him up towards
time.
the off lane. Have Spirit Breaker in that roaming position. Taring
Radiant
not going to get their
team
hands on the
pick.
Juggernaut, as TNC don't want to be against that one. What's Jest here?
Carrying.
Yeah, for Taring is that one roll.
It could go for the Ember themselves, Nick. Pretty good against Spirit Breaker. Does pretty well against Sven. Like, Sven's just gonna get kited so much. Like, so if Sven gets BKB, all Ember
10
has to do is
seconds
kind of like,
remaining.
you know, buy time for about like 5 to 10 seconds, which is like no problem
5
for
seconds
the
remaining.
Ember.
Wraith
I mean,
King.
Venge doesn't run, but they're gonna go for Wraith
Dire
King.
team pick.
Double cycle.
I mean, I like this. The Ember wouldn't really be a frontliner for DP. I think time and time again we talked about how a lot of lineups, especially DP, want someone to tank for her. She's not gonna like pick up a heart or like all kinds of armor items and for herself. She needs a lot of time to get to the point where she can take a good amount of spells and still
10 seconds
turn on
remaining.
that exorcism, kite around, suck that HP back with like Octarine Core.
5
The Wraith King
seconds
is going to be
remaining.
extremely convenient for them.
Almost blue versus green. TNC ruined it with
Reserve
Alina,
time.
and Taring kind of ruined it with Witch Doctor, the purple guy. Almost got the color coordinated lineups. Oh. TNC, what's that magic hero? What's that one guy cut to ruin their day? The Wraith King? don't think you really want to pick up something like a Nyx. You can't go for the Wex Invoker. There's nothing really to burn his mana here. Apart from like a Clockwork if you want to throw him into the offlane. But I feel like Sam H is still going to be that Spirit Breaker off. Whoa.
Yo.
What?
I think it's an aggro. It can potentially be an aggro.
Benjelina?
Or, yeah, it doesn't have to be aggro. I mean, it can just be a PL mid. These triple stuns, crazy strong tri-lane, and the Spirit Breaker offlane.
Well,
or I think even the Venge. I think Venge could just roam wherever he needed. Svenlina should be. It's not like 3 stuns are going to make a difference against Nature's Prophet. If they get their hands on Nature's Prophet, like get a hold of him, he's going to probably die. Probably not going to be worth it for 3 people to kind of like make sure Nature's Prophet has a bad laning stage. With kind of like the reason you pick Nature's Prophet, a large proportion of it is he's guaranteed a good early game.
Remaining.
No, if you can doppelganger off Spirit Siphon.
Yeah, I think you do.
See how that interaction works out. Teehee. I mean, it's like what we were saying, you know, Teehee's mid lane heroes, they're kind of interesting. His Phantom Lancer is definitely one of his bigger ones, though.
I think it's going to be similar to Puck. Like, if DP puts a Spirit Siphon on Puck, and Puck phase shifts, the Siphon's there, it doesn't do damage, but when he comes out of phase shift, basically, if he's still in range, he's going to get a Siphon. And if PL doesn't double walk away far enough, that's going to be what happens.
Okay.
Yeah, he still gets Siphoned.
Doesn't dispel it off him. Well, it's an aggressive smoke here to an interesting position. Up on the high ground, towards these Ancients, towering though, they're all across into their own jungle. Ward placed out by Ice's Nature's Prophet already. Have they got any sentries on them is the big question here.
They don't have enough time.
They've got sentries on the Vengeful Spirit actually. Know about this Observer Ward and Ice?
You?
He sees them, right? Sees them, right? Yeah. Knows what's up. Not sure he saw that Observer Ward placed behind the tower though. That's gonna be something that can catch this Nature's Prophet off guard pretty heavily. They see him moving across. Don't know about this Observer Ward up on the high ground. They're pinging out. I think they're pinging with the G small sun to maybe go and, you know, sentry up or something like that. But regardless, the way these lanes are panning out. Down in bot lane, the Love Heart, the Witch Doctor, my baby. Supporting Ben down in bot lane. Yamate's Death Prophet towards mid with Earth Spirit. Again, this kind of dual lane setup to support Yamate and a good laning stage with Sam H. Double Fairy Fire again, heading down towards the off lane. And AU, sticking around mid for a little bit. Raven's trying to deal with treants up at top. The Sven is getting his lane pulled out. I think Nature's Prophets haven't done for a while. We've seen it a lot from Lone Druids, dragging this lane, doubling it up. We'll lose aggro on a couple of the creeps there. Raven has to last it under this tower, and it's not going to be the best. Sven doesn't really go for a Quelling Blade. It's not great. It's really annoying to last it under the tower of the Sven. He gets one. He gets one. He's only going to get 1 out of 4. Best start for him. Well, down the bottom lane, it's actually Spirit Breaker plus Lina. A dual lane down here, and they're going to pull across. AU holding this equilibrium back a fair amount. Buying farm for Ben's King.
I think this is a pretty smart laning assignment by TNC because in normal cases, Earth Spirit can just roam on the mid to compensate for. TNC is basically leaving T alone mid, but he's a PL, so P and Earth Spirit pretty much don't have a kill angle on him. Might be able to pressure T so that Yamate has a better CS and laning stage overall, but it's not going to really be a big enough incentive for TNC to move their supports to mid.
DP against PL. This is the matchup I really wanted to pay attention to. It's even so far. Teehee with his poor man shield, you know, decent last hitting capabilities here with good attack damage. Taking a lot of harass though from this Death Prophet, and he's going to have to salve up the crit. Level 2. Not going for the kind of standard build we've seen before, which is the 102, the Spirit Siphon, incredibly potent against the majority of mid lane heroes. I'm going to go for the Crypt Sword to harass Teehee a little bit more. Bottle faster as well. Yamate does have an edge now in this lane, and you see that just from the last hits, you know? Wave or so up above the poor little Phantom Lancer. There's a dual lane down at bottom. They're keeping this Earth Spirit. They're keeping 343 down on this lane so he can't roam into mid. So just having AU here, just having the threat of charge into the Light Strike Array, action Dragon Slave onto someone, Witch Doctor, or even a Wraith King. Wraith King, I feel, oftentimes feels similar to an Anti-Mage. The initial laning stage, the first 5-6 minutes, if he gets aggro laned, he gets screwed over so heavily. He desperately needs that initial burst of farm to really get him onto that running start he needs. Of course,
He's definitely, not a good hero to take on Heat because of his low mana pool, and he's just kind of clunky in general. A lot different from Sven, even though a lot of people might assume they're similar roles, strength heroes with the same mana cost, stun. Said, I don't think Tearing have a realistic kill angle on this Spirit Breaker. He's so tanky. He has 800 HP, stout boots, berry fires. 343 is still gonna stick around, probably because he knows he's not gonna get a kill on PL.
Go in onto Sam H with a TP in from Ice onto the back. Turn it around
going
onto Ben.
counter aggro on this.
They're gonna kill off Sam H. They've actually managed to bring him down with the Maledict. 4 heroes down in bottom lane. They've taken him out.
I'm gonna be honest though, I'm not gonna eat my words because Sam H could have just started another lane.
Oh yeah.
Came back. He kind of chose, like, this was a TNC way. It's like
They're going on us, we've got to go on them. We can't lose face, right?
Yeah.
It's the whole we can't lose face, we can't back down. If they're gonna go aggro into us, we're gonna go straight back into their faces as well. Run themselves down to bottom lane again. Love Heart, the Witch Doctor, is waiting over the side.
Dire's middle tower is under
Maybe you and Sam H, they're just bide their time for now. 343 in Death Prophet, this Yamate DP, collecting all the runes. One up after the other. See he? He up to.
got an arcane rune, so Yamate is not gonna like this, getting chucked like 6 times.
81 mana on Lance, just being spammed out over and over again. That's not bad. Bottom lane, AU's being dived behind his tier 1. Again a TP in from Ice as Sam H. Charge up in 4 seconds.
Dire's
4-3, he's
bottom
got a
tower
rolling
is under
boulder, but
attack.
there's no kick for 10, so it looks like Sam H should be fine just to bail himself away from this. But Tarring, this signal of intent,
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Ben up alone on this top lane, but they are controlling bottom lane as hard as they can, giving Ben this free farm, consolidating and making sure that Racing doesn't get screwed over. Oh, whoa, hang on a second. What happened there?
Dire's middle tower
I mean,
is
judging
under
by
attack.
DP's HP, it didn't look like it was a close fight. Oh no. Oh man, this DP's level 7. 5.
Dire's bottom tower
How often do you see that?
Very rarely. Ah, that's tragic for T. Looks like he did go in. Thought he could get another couple of lances out before he died, but Spirit Siphon, you can't underestimate the damage of that spell. It just sucks you out. You just can't stand up against it. Especially if you let's say you use Doppelganger aggressively up onto the DP. You can't Doppelganger away again. The cooldown is insane. 25 seconds, there's no way. You jump in and then jump out.
That and, the mechanic I mentioned, so I think what might happen is if DP puts a Siphon on you, there's a cast delay, or what do you call it, some time before PL's Doppelganger actually happens. Nice kick by 343. He might be in trouble.
Dire's middle tower
Yeah,
is
they get
under
killed
attack.
off by the dragons.
Buy your items in suicide.
Radiant's
Done
top
that, you're
tower
right.
is under attack.
Gonna walk himself back to base. AU is actually stacking and farming jungle camps over to the side. He's got himself up to level 4. Lena progressing pretty nicely. Sam H just trying to leech experience down at bottom lane. And TNC, they don't have that fire. That in the previous game, it was just they knew what they wanted to do. They knew how the laning phase should go, and everything just went really kind of perfect for them. In this game, it feels a little bit more awkward, except for top lane. Raven is getting full free farm. He's going to have his Helm of the Dominator, he's going to be stacking and farming Ancients. Well, his treads up and running, and he's definitely going to be a beast in these team fights. Sven against DP as well. If you just jump onto the Death Prophet, she dies in a stun in a couple of hits.
Tower is under attack.
For sure, Sven is one of the better heroes against DP. DP generally doesn't like playing against heroes that can potentially just kill her. She needs time to react. She likes drawn out fights where, she can Get a nice Yule's dodge, silence
Radiant's
people,
top tower is
exorcism,
under
barely
attack.
live, and you know,
Radiant's
kind of clean up,
structures are fortified.
get all your ghosts heal back at the end of the fight.
Everyone drops the bottom line. Then he's going straight into that blade mail. Going to the battle build, and it's a T mid gonna refill bottle for T heat. They're gonna smoke with the Vengeful Spirit. It looks like back themselves away between Venge and Lina. They've got plenty of stuns and a lot of damage here. Who do they aim for?
Did not level up that old.
Oh, TP. TPing mid. 4 heroes from Taring all aiming towards this Phantom Lantern. This smoke from TNC. Want to try and make something happen with it.
Dire's middle tower
Observer
is
Ward
under
from the Dire.
attack.
Oh, the Sentry Ward already there, down from Taring. And this is the thing that Taring do very well. They go and take a tower, they move to the next lane, they take a tower, they get all this gold. Support, it's amazing.
Dire's
Getting a massive amount of influx of money just pumped into these support heroes. Pick does miss out,
Radiant's top tower is under
bring it
attack.
forth back a little bit. TNC, they're just backed up into a corner here. I don't think they're quite sure what to do. With Yamate Invincible diving under this tower, 3-4-3 jump forward, and they found Alina. A good LSA, but I think that's the end of her with the Spirit Siphon there, and Ice TPing in from the back end. Taring, this is a complete role reversal. 4-0 so far for them during this laning stage, and 2 tier 1 towers.
Yamate almost has Yules. He does have Yules.
Holy
Given
God.
it's not with phase boots, but holy crap, 8 sub-9-minute Yules. I think this is a kind of playstyle that we were going for last game, but there were a lot of hiccups. The laning stage didn't go. I mean, compare this game of Yamate to last game as Zeus.
A lot better for him. That Obs Ward that the guy placed is going to get taken straight out by Ice. Axe, and they switch things up. No more phase boots, drums, blade mail. He's got the gloves of haste, so that Midas is going to be up and running by like 10.5 minutes or so. Farm time, the speed here of Taring is just accelerated so quickly, but now this is the period where Raven on this Sven, he starts clearing through these jungle camps. With his Helm of the Dominator, there's one camp gone, massively stacked up by his team, and there's also a little ancient stack over here that they need to keep progressing through. Not made any good active moves just yet. Guess with TNC's lineup, they want PL to be up and running. They want that diffuse laid after treads. They want him to be that fighting machine. They need Sven to have that S and Y, the blink dagger. Farming speed that gets him into that 20-minute period. While, I guess Taring, not only are they being aggressive and doing well, but they need to, right? It's a necessity. It's not just, oh look, it's amazing for them, sure, but they really, really desperately need to keep this laning phase going their way. Just to give themselves a chance in the mid game. The charge comes through. Yule's self onto the death coffin, but the Love Heart Witch Doctor is gone already. Spirit Siphon goes through the Doppelganger. There it is. Onto Winter G. Small Sun, and the Wraith Fire Blast catches the Venge. But Sam H should be able to charge himself away in a second. Up towards the top lane.
Oh, you're so close. He just skilled up Silence as Sam H charge, but weird engagement right there. Yamate could have just used the Spirit Breaker. I don't know why he used himself. Still pretty good for Taring. They didn't use Exorcism, just, you know, continue with how they want to play. And last game we saw, even this, like, despite the laning troubles they had, saw a lot of aggression from Taring, like counter aggression. Didn't lose sight of what they wanted to do. They have to adapt to the game. This game is, I'm pretty sure they're confident about what they're doing right now. This is what they probably practiced. They know their push is going to be close to unstoppable. If TNC is going to contest this, their execution better be like spot on.
Is under attack.
Oh, Raven.
I mean, yeah, last game they had an Ember. That was a PL. Sure, the PL is going to counter this Wraith King nicely, but not until later.
As another tier 1. Taring, again, they say we're going to move from lane to lane, take down all these buildings. Lina's yet to get into her arcane boots. Spirit, I guess, is just going to be the ward bitch in this game. Brown boots, buy all the observer wards. Well, Lina is actually going to go into Bracer and Tranquils, I think it looks like, with the way she's applying Rune Protection charge. Yamate and Sam H, he's stunned up before he can get the Nether Strike, but Yamate's gone! The support Lina clears her up, and Ben's in trouble as well. He pops his Blade Mail.
Oh boy.
Wait. Okay, help
He
me
didn't
out.
scale up his ult.
Help me out here. Level 8. Like,
4-2-1. And he didn't skill up his ult because he wants to choose when to die.
okay.
Right now he would have revived and died again, so
We used to see that a lot from like support ratings, sort of a year and a half ago, I
Yeah.
guess. Where
like back in EG when EG used a lot of rating like on PPD and Psy.
that level 6, hold on. So you have a team fight where you know the rest of you can back you up. So that's right. No need to reincarnate there. Yeah.
Definitely overconfident by Terring. They got the tier 1. They realistically weren't gonna get the tier 2. I mean, why pressure it when you can come back to it later at a better time and just take it in one swipe?
Catch!
Oh no, what? Oh Ven, where were you TPing to? That was a long TP.
Took forever.
I think she was TPing top or something.
I decree.
No way she was TPing fountain. She was TPing top or mid.
Yeah, it was definitely more than 3.
I was so sure she was out. I was just looking at it thinking, Witch Doctor's not going to catch her. Wait a second. She hasn't disappeared yet. She's not gone yet. She's still here. Benj, you okay? No, she's dead. Well, 30 minutes in, 153 CS for the Sven. 7,000, 8,000 net worth. Raven is a farming machine at this point. Then you look at the next 3 heroes, 6.3k, 5.4, 4.8, all of Taring's heroes, they're reasonably farmed and looking pretty good right now. And they're
Terring have really good vision here.
Are fortified.
They see him. See the Spirit Breaker.
Yeah, I think they want to bait the charge. Like they don't know.
I
They're
bet-
scared.
I bet Yamate's got his Yules like pre-cast and ready to like aim onto this area where he's going to charge from. Sam
There's
H?
still 15 seconds left on the exorcism. I think TNC's they're gonna time it. They're probably clicking on Yamate, seeing how much time's left on the exorcism.
Well, it looks like Taring want to fight before that happens. Are you hit by the Magnetize? But Yamate, Yules up into the air. He's going to get healed up before he dies. He is. He's getting healed up through it all. He's not dropping. Yamate's full HP again. But Laguna doesn't even clear him up, but he's going to suck his life straight back through. Finally, Raven clears through with a triple kill, looking for an Ultra. He's not going to find 343 just yet. He's trying to get this Wraith Skin through, and they're going to fully team wipe Team Taring here as TNC lose a Spirit Breaker, and even with Yamate healing himself through all that damage, Taring overzealous aggression.
Charge, I think, made so much difference right now. Yamate took way too much damage.
Radiant's bottom
That was
tower
pretty clutch
is
on
under
Yamate.
attack.
He heals himself and just in time for the heal to
Radiant's
kick in, but
structures are
still
fortified.
having that ward there on the dire secret shot, they could have been,
Radiant's
you know,
middle
more,
tower is under
you know,
attack.
they charged in and they lost sight of what they wanted to do initially, which was bait out the charge. I think. They got excited and Ripper got a 2-man charge. They have to do a better job of keeping Yamate alive.
So,
I think, yeah.
before that fight, Sven had 8,000 net worth, right? He had just finished his Sound and Yasha. A minute later, he jumps up by 2,000. Kills off 3, gets a big juicy ancient stack again, and Raven, 15.5 minutes in, has S&Y Helm Blink Treads. This Death Prophet's
Dire's
gonna
middle
get
tower
completely
has
fucked
been
over.
denied.
He has 1,000 HP. He gets Blink Stunned, level 2 God Strength. What, 2 or 3 hits? There's an insane amount of damage, and then you're looking at the PL. He doesn't have Diffusal yet. He's got Treads, Aquila, he's gone for the mass stats, he's got Drums now. But that Diffusal Blade's going to be here at 20 minutes. Like, whether Taring like it or not, they have to do something with this. Gotta go for
And
the-
look at Vengeful's skill build. It's
Dire's
like
bottom
complete
tower is
Sven
under
babysit.
attack.
Like not babysit, but like it's a steroid for Sven. Max Aura and Max Terror.
steroid build. Pump Sven full of steroids and get him all beefy and tanked.
Dire's bottom
And
tower
reincarnations
is
on
under attack.
down. And with this smoke from TNC, this could be disastrous for Taring. They're group 4 here down the bottom lane. Moving back behind their tier 1. Right, so Raven blinks forward, he's found 343 and with the God Strength there, he's gonna pop it up and the Death Ward is good. Raven is dropping low to swap back, but Sven, is he gonna die to this? He's dropping out from the Magnetize and sucked out by Yamate's DP. The aggressive play from TNC works against them. A full retreat, but the Yules is there. Vengeance caught, and a swing of momentum. It's all Taring now. First 10 kills goes to them.
Fine powder.
Yeah,
Definitely way too. I think TNC, they saw their smoke break and they assumed it was like 1 or 2. They didn't expect Terran to be fully aware. Without a BKB, you can't just jump in like that. Your DPS is only assuming that you can get like auto attacks off. You're blinked in, got a stun off, and then got counter stunned by Wraith King. Really, that's the kind of play you can make without a BKB. Or like he needs to go like just full like crazy DPS, like get a Daedalus, Moon Shard, and then basically kill someone before he gets counter stunned. He should probably go BK.
It swings and roundabouts at this point. Towering 3k lead for TNC, 3k lead for Towering, which is back and forth between the two teams. XP lead, not gonna last long for TNC. BKB, like you're saying, definitely a necessity here for Sven.
Church Prophet, he saved the 3.5k gold, but he's gonna buy that ultimate orb, probably X.
Yeah.
It might be a Lincoln's, I don't know. I could see it being a Lincoln's for the DP if their entire mission is to keep you alive somehow. Because it's hard for DP to get all those items. She just got an ATOS. He probably wants to go Octarine or maybe BKB. It's not like Lina is gonna have a Aghanim anything. Meanwhile, Raven's doing Roche.
Radiant's
Towering
bottom tower
smoked
is
up,
under
but is it
attack.
too late? Like it is, Roshan is already dead. They might choose to fight around the pit. Koreans, they come in and scout them out, but Sam H and Winter also, they kind of bail themselves away, making it look like Roshan's not quite yet to be taken. But with that Rod of Atos, they'll find the Spirit Breaker. They're holding onto the stun for the charge. They've got yours as well, but the swap back from Winter G Small Sun's good. The kick gonna be just off the mark, scraping past the backside of the cow. That rump steak is going to be eaten today by Towering, but the Vengeful Spirit will be there. A little snack for Valentine's Day. As TNC just continues farming away. DHB is third of the way done for Raven there. AU's gone for the double Bracer build. Bracer Lina.
Yeah, it probably helps to counteract the Blade Mail on Raven. And she can tank some of Air Spirit. Like, Air Spirit can't just afford to use like 4 or 5 stones on Delina to finish her off.
Heck, Witch Doctor. Definitely see what Towering are planning here. The next, I guess like the next 10 minutes is their window to just say, can't farm, you can't fight, we're gonna end the game. Try and stop Teehee from getting that Diffusal Blade across. They do slow him down a little bit, but they didn't get the Wraith King stun after the blink just quite right.
Here they go.
Final after tower. Remaining.
Okay. Raven does have that Aegis now, which is like a semi-BKB in terms of being able to jump in without thinking about the consequences. But
tower is under attack.
the problem is, if he does the same thing as he did right now where he's farming, especially the tier 1, where he just jumped in, kind of cocky, he still is going to die the same. And when he revives, he won't have God's Strength. So he either has to bait, blink in without God's Strength, or be damn sure that he can at least kill one guy before he uses the Aegis.
Exorcism time, and this is before the BKB on Sven. They blink forward, still has Genie in the stance there as well. He's gonna get himself away with a good hour save from AU, saving him, and a swap back from Vengeful Spirit. They'll keep the PL alive, but Yamate, oh, he'll dodge the stun. Winter G also doesn't quite catches the Earth Spirit, catches them both with a grip as well. The mech from the Witch Doctor heals them up, and Yamate finally drops. They jump on him, and Raven is cleaving through them all. He gets himself stuck in the trees, though he's still gonna get a triple kill. And now look at the 3+3 chasing the Earth Spirit down. He kicks across, but he can't roll away for 2 seconds. They've got them held in place, but that earned damage is ticking him down. It'll finish him off. 4 men dead, with the Wraith King the lone survivor there for Team Towering. TNC defend their high ground. They lose to tier 3. They get a lot of gold.
Bad for Terran.
no, honestly, it's like good for TNC. No, sorry, start off good for Towering, bad for Towering, good for TNC, bad for TNC. It's literally just swinging back and forth. I have no idea who's gonna win the next team fight.
I mean, as a player, that's the type of moment where everyone just dies within a span of 20 seconds, and always on high ground, someone's gonna like, there's gonna be a discussion going on. It's like, someone's gonna be like, yo, why do you go in?
Whoa, why did you go in? 3-4-3, fall back on the Vengeful Spirit onto the Sven and 3-4-3. Why did you go in? Yamate's gonna get cleaved down as well with the Crown. Raven doesn't catch him and trap him, but Raven, he pops the wall through with the BKB, he's gonna slam him, kill him, take them all out. Yamate's dropping low with the Soul Slicer, he's gonna try and fade back to life, but Raven still has that Agency Immortal, pops himself back up to life with 3 HP down for the Wraith King. They'll try and kill him off again, but TE starts the balancing, the charge through Ben. Oh, buddy Ben, Nature's Prophet is the only one alive and tries to TP Chop. He'll succeed. But TNC, where did this sudden burst of aggression come from?
Radiant's middle tower has
I mean,
fallen.
after a team fight like that, after high ground, they're pretty confident now. Sven didn't even use Aegis, and they knew, you know, DP, one of the counters against DP, and I say this because like our team, MVP Phoenix, in the old days, we used to use a lot of DP and Warlock. One of the counters is to fight far away from your base. You don't want to use like Exorcism or the Warlock ults like right in front of your base, and that's what they're doing. They're taking the fight.
Oh, stun. Ice. Oh, buddy. Tried. He got a lot of damage onto the range rat. Still dead.
Oh, that's actually a lot of damage. Imba Trias, I think he's gonna get it.
Holy crap.
Oh!
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
I did not expect that.
No, like the Trias Ice Frog, please. They do like 30, oh, so much damage.
30 million damage. Yeah, your
30.
point about Exorcism and Golems outside the base. Or do they want to do the team fight and have them just take down tier 3s and tier 4s and racks and throne and all that nonsense? Blink for PL. We saw this a lot around TI5. Aggressive did it, T did it a lot when he was playing in the qualifiers. Basically become an anti-mage. You've got Blink, you've got Diffuser Blade, Mana Burn, but you've also got Doppelganger and Illusions. Got all of this mobility, just keeping tabs on that DP and chasing him down. So difficult to know which PL's real, which PL's chasing you, which PL's running around and giving you dinner and putting out all these flower petals to lure you into a trap of death and destruction. Powering smoking up. They're getting a little bit antsy here. I want to try and make something happen. Is that a kill on the Sven though? Is that something they can feasibly do?
Against BKB, probably not. They have no way of insta-stunning the Sven. Only stuns are Witch Doctor and, I mean, the 3 purple, yellow, and orange. These guys don't have insta-stuns. There's a Blink Dagger and a BKB, so they might even not have the BKB. They have to be pretty patient. Especially because there's a Vengeful. If they go on the target, they're gonna have a lot of regrets if they're trying to kill gets swapped out.
Tried to roll. This is messy. This is super messy. I think Towering have to bail. He blinks forward. They've found Ice. But his Exorcism coming through.
God.
Raven! Oh my god, the damage output. He just sleeves through 3 of them. It's all freaking over. 4 dead off the bat. That fight lasted half a second. Oh, Towering. Initiation was not good.
You have to like smell that something's fishy when they find someone. I mean, like they can't find a Sven. Like there was no way, even without the Vengeful, Sven was definitely not gonna die. And AC, and I think what would have happened was Hex into like maybe a stun or 2. Then he gets out like half HP, all angry. He turns on BKB, turns on God's Strength, and same fate basically.
Goes into mad mode. Just chomps them all down. And Roshan back up. We'll find out in about 45 seconds. Big man returns. No, Teehee blinking forward. There's no good, like, there's no AoE wave clear for the PL illusions here. Towering have got Earth Spirit, and that's pretty much it to try to control Teehee's illusions. They're just running rampant over the Death Prop and over everyone. Rough scenario for them.
The funny thing is, PL is not even the real problem right now. It's like the Sven, and if somehow Sven manages to fall off this game, then PL, they're gonna play tag, and PL's turn to Lancer.
So at this point, when you know you're in a tough spot. Backs up against the wall, the angry dogs are there, you know, baring their teeth. And your fangs aren't quite sharp enough here. Towering, they've got a lot of work to do. Do you go all in? Like, is this a situation where you say, screw it, we have to just go and do something? We have to just go smoke and
Radiant's
just go
top
clash
tower
our heads
is under
over and over again
attack.
until something right happens? Or is there a systematic way you can kind of deal with this?
I think they were kind of way too stubborn about the approach to the game.
Radiant's top tower
They
has fallen.
expected to be allowed to play the same way as before, and
This is
really,
Radiant's top
is
tower
disastrous.
is under attack.
This is absolutely disastrous. Over on the other side, there's another fight happening. Oh, Yule's onto the Witch Doctor. Can't TP out. No! What?
oh, 3-4-3. Oh, nice.
Everyone says is called
Radiant's
Tarring
middle
their
barracks
first
is
and
under
second
attack.
loss.
Victory.
EG and they tap out. It's all over. TNC.
It's just the nature of this lineup and how Tearing play. If executed well, I mean, well is the really important condition. Like, you can't make mistakes are so punishing when you play like this. They often 5-ban. They get items through easy towers, and like if TNC were gonna